Mic check, what you gonna do? Mic check, and who is you?
I'm Caleb Rashad. That's who I am. Who we got to the right. Wait, that's the right? Okay. I almost said the left. That's why I'm sorry.
I mean, it's their
I
right.
messed it up.
Our
That's
left.
all right.
I messed
Can we
it
run
up.
that
I'm
one back?
sorry. No, let's just hop in.
You want? No, let's
That's
run
what
it
we
back.
get for trying to rap.
I'm not a rapper.
Well, we here. Mic check, what you gonna do? Mic check, baby. Who is you?
She did not want to let go of that.
Pleased to meet you.
Oh.
I ain't got nothing else.
Mic check, what you gonna do? Mic check. I am boss lady to you. Scene.
You ain't my boss lady.
See? That's what you get. We're trying to do too much.
What's happening? It's your captain. It's another Mind Control Monday. Tonight, it's a little guilty pleasure. Would you call it?
Yeah, definitely.
It
Well,
is
I
all
don't
the
know
way.
if it is kind of a guilty pleasure. I don't know if people are loud and proud about their addiction or their, fixation on our topic for tonight.
Which is?
This one we're talking about is social media and its influence. And before y'all not like or listen to this, let me just tell you, we are not judging, okay? We all took a look at our own algorithms, at our own time spent. Social media has its ups, its mids, and its lows.
Are we telling? Are we sharing? ours?
You can.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so
Mine was blank.
we want to
yours is
see
blank.
how much time we spend on our phones. And
Yeah.
if you're part of the iPhone gang, I don't know if other phones do this, but
Ooh, shade. Let me.
yeah, that was shady.
The shade of it all.
But
Not a green text.
right, green
Birthday.
bubbles.
Not a green
Ooh,
bubble.
no, ma'am. But let's share our screen times. How long are we?
We'll exclude Coach because
On-
her phone doesn't.
I will be honest though, so I'm not gonna be like, I've only been on my phone for 10 minutes reading the Bible. Like, I'm not gonna even sit up here and tell no tale. What's yours?
So let me go.
Is that
So
Jesus in your background?
yeah, it says it's Jesus, and I don't know who this is, but I'm just gonna say
I'm
it's
just
the
all up
devil.
in his
Maybe
The
Judas.
It's somebody, but it says not today, Satan.
Oh,
It has a little text bubble
That's my
above it.
backdrop, my
It looks
wallpaper
like he's
on my
about
phone.
to backhand whoever that is on the picture.
Yeah, it's Jesus about to backhand somebody.
so what's your numerics? What's your mathematics?
So my screen time. Let me go to.
Are we just doing daily
So
average?
daily average is 10 hours and 23 minutes.
How many is in the day?
24.
24 hours, mama. Whoa, cut that out.
I have to calculate like.
Yeah, so
Wow.
and you could break it down from like weekly, daily. It tells you what apps you've been on, how long you've been on them, how many times you picked up your phone. So today I picked up my phone 134 times.
Like, how does it know that you picked it up?
Hey, it's Apple.
That's Apple.
They
If
tracking
you wanna
everything.
sponsor us,
They
we'll-
tracking us.
What's stupid? What's yours?
My daily average is 13 hours and 50 minutes. It says
I
that
need to up my game.
no, not up your game. Well, okay, my social media is actually work. So my
trying
top
to
two,
see.
my top two are Instagram and TikTok. No cap.
Y'all, please follow her Instagram and Charlie the dog if you want some real life entertainment. This is the page to follow.
Yeah,
Lord
if you go
have
to the week tab,
Yeah.
yeah, it tells you.
It tells you
So
your daily
mine,
average.
Instagram weekly. I'm on Instagram 4 hours and 48 minutes.
Now,
weekly.
7
I will
hours,
say
19
this.
minutes.
They are very influential and cool on social media. So I want y'all to know that they're not just up there just cold chilling.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't on because this is a different phone. But
Yeah, you have to. No, it's not. You just have to. You just had it turned off, and you didn't
I
have the
just thought
tracking.
So
on.
yeah, it wasn't able to calculate it.
I'm not making
unfortunately.
excuses. I think mine is probably about 9 hours.
9. Yeah.
Oh, you saying you got a new phone?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
That's not an excuse though. Shout out to me finally getting a new phone though.
So yeah, do you think that's bad? 10 hours and 23
Okay,
minutes.
so let's get into it since
Yeah.
we're rolling. Again, as y'all are liking, subscribing, and sharing this.
Positive
sit down,
impact,
pop you
negative.
some popcorn, eat you some vegan jerky, And I want us to really dive into the pluses and the minuses of social media.
Yeah. So what do y'all think are some of the benefits of it?
Well, you know, Instagram pays, Facebook pays,
Okay.
YouTube pays, TikTok pays.
So
Yeah.
monetary.
A lot of people,
The
a lot of people are in it for the bag.
creators.
Yeah. But it's also a good way to spread awareness for things,
Okay.
to get information out there fast.
I like it for recipes.
Barack Obama's team, when he was running for president, they were one of the first to kind of take to social
use-
media
yeah.
to spread their message, and they were able to reach a lot of young people.
Think
So
about
it's
Trump.
actually been very impactful, very influential.
True.
Let's not think about Trump, but think about Trump.
We're not on the negatives yet. right now, we're trying to focus
Trump
on the positive.
You know what
is
else I
glued
like?
to his Twitter. Well, X.
You can make me choke on my Twitch candy. The other thing that I like about the positivity of it is the connections of our seasoned saints, aka our seniors, that it's able to have them be able to see family or to interact with family. I love seeing our seniors on social media. I
Shout
love
out to
Facebook.
Facebook is very
yeah.
good for that.
Shout
I
out
keep,
to Grandma
I
and
keep in
them.
contact with all
Two
of my
snaps for the
elders
FB.
on Facebook.
I also love the fact that it is cognitively keeping them vibrant and keeping them, going, having them, even if it's just looking at cat videos or whatever it is finding something for them to really do. And it's also, to me, a teaching mechanism because you have to have a certain style of a smartphone in order to work these things.
But no shade to y'all. Please get somebody young in your family to take y'all profile pictures, because these ones, like,
She said we wasn't even doing the
down
negatives.
here.
All in your chin, like,
She said we wasn't even on
baby,
the
bring the
negatives
phone
yet.
up, baby.
Let's
And take a
that phone
selfie.
up. Get some angles.
Legs,
Get some
if you
angles going.
listening, we gonna retake your. That's for my auntie. We
No,
gonna
but
retake your picture.
You know what I think is so funny?
What's that?
When I see like older people and like they're trying to read something, but they have their text like blown up like jumbo.
What you trying to say?
That I think that's so funny. Like, oh,
Sometimes I do mine
can't
like that,
see.
so I can really just make sure I got your.
Well, you know what? I think TikTok is a great app for community.
Yes,
and
it
me and
That's
Amanda
messed up.
actually talk about this all the time, because we'll see like a bunch of like old, and we're when I say old, I mean old, like elderly people, but
Yeah.
they're famous on TikTok. So I
Yes,
think
I've-
TikTok
I've
is
seen
great
that
for
too.
Oh
community.
yes. What's that one dude? I can't think of his name, but I loved him. Little short white man.
Oh, Leslie
Yes.
Jordan, is that his
Rest
name?
in peace to him.
I love
yes.
him.
He was
Rest
in
in
The Help.
peace.
He was great during the
He
pandemic.
was.
Yes, he was.
I also, since we're there,
Mama,
I also
I'm on the
think
phone
that
talking to my friends.
That took me out. I love that during the phases and the stages of the pandemic, social media was a way to keep people connected.
Yeah, that got us through, babe.
Oh,
It
it
really
Social media,
did.
TikTok. That's when TikTok
Shout
really
out
blew
to
up.
Yes.
what was that? Versus. Shout out
Versus.
to
Oh, yeah, the
music
Versus.
Colors really blew
The
up.
Tiny Desk.
What was that
Tiny
one
Desk.
DJ that would have like parties, like sets? What's his name? DJ Snake?
DJ,
I know
DJ,
you're talking
DJ.
about.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah.
With the hat. Yes. Who is, y'all know who I'm talking
I know
It
about.
was,
Sorry.
it's another app, Clubhouse, that was popping.
Clubhouse, that was popular.
It was just like,
I
Look
think
at me.
Spaces was starting to take off on Twitter. Sorry, X.
Yes.
was starting to take off
Yeah.
too.
I love spaces though, when I have the time. So,
But
like
those are
I
some
said,
benefits.
those of you who are just chiming in, or you just found this by default, nothing happens by accident, honey. We're focusing on social media and its influence or lack thereof. And one of the things that since we've talked about the highs from a mental health perspective, we hate to even divulge and go right into the nitty gritty of the negatives. But I've also watched, even now as a therapist, they've talked about it in our trainings about the effects mentally, emotionally, and all the other leads spiritually, how social media has impacted not only just the young people, but people in general. And they've created, like, it's not really like a diagnosis. I got to make sure if it's social media diagnosis or disorder, where it talked about the heightened levels of anxiety. It talks about the levels of depression.
FOMO. Fear of missing out, FOMO.
She said, "What? She said, what you call me?"
So if you're
I'm
if
like,
you're
who you
a single
calling
woman and you're scrolling online and you see, you know, a woman who's similar to you and she's
Yeah.
happily married or
Yeah.
maybe she has kids,
Ooh.
it's just like showing like the highlights of her life. That's like
Comparison.
fear of
Yeah.
missing out.
I also have seen to where it has incited a lot of violence. You know, it
Yes.
has created a platform to where if you feeling great and you post a picture of you and Charlie, instead of, you know, you'll have us like, oh my God, we love you guys. We love you guys. But it's given like, what did Drake call it? Behind the keys or something
Twitter
like that.
fingers.
Twitter fingers, you know, and it's also given this courage for people to project their own insecurities.
Oh man, lot of projection.
Child.
You know,
all day long,
you know,
for sure.
projecting their insecurities or, you know, whatever you want to call it, poor self-esteem onto other people. So I've watched it play a role in damaging relationships. I've
yes.
watched it go to where people have, what do they call it? Hashtag couples goals.
Couples goals, yeah.
And then those couples don't make it and you kind of feel like, oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like I feel like that comes from the damages in relationships. A lot of that can come from not owning up to the impact
Yeah.
that social media actually has. I feel like a lot of, even to this day, I feel like we like to downplay social media and its impact. And it's like, really? We getting all up in arms over
'Cause
social
let me
media?
say something.
But it'd be like, why did you like old girl's photo? I saw you
I was
comment. I
just
saw
gonna
you
go
comment
there, like-
under.
I was hoping you went there.
A lot of
Now,
people-
Y'all already know. Y'all
a lot
already
of
know.
people really value being posted on somebody's page.
Yes.
Like, why
and
don't
some
you
people
post me on your
don't.
page?
Yes.
don't post me.
And
That becomes a
kinda
real battle.
I used to be one of those people who were like, okay, you're not like showing me off. But now
I used to be like that.
it's like I just rather be private because
Literally,
once
like-
that's just eyes in your relationship, opinions,
For
unwanted
real.
opinions on your
It's
relationship.
also caused a lot of violence with the check-ins, location check-ins with people.
Yeah.
You know,
You said you was here, but I saw on your
Right,
story.
or-
that you
Right.
was there.
I seen you in the
homes
background
being-
of
homes
old
being
girl.
I saw your sneaker at a party.
or homes being burglarized.
True.
You know?
Yes. That's so true.
So we,
Wow.
as much as we've talked about you guys, those of you guys who are just tuning in, we are talking about social media, its impact and its influence, both good, bad, and ugly.
they know we not on the radio.
I was gonna say something, but I was gonna let her live.
Anyways, there are some people who probably are doing multiple things. And they're like, what the hell am I
Yeah.
watching?
Oh yeah. What?
You okay?
Okay.
You
Fair
You
enough.
all right, God damn it.
We gonna let her live.
Thank you. So one of the things is we're just looking at it from a perspective of, is this really for me? And sometimes people they call social media like breaks.
Yes. Social media break.
Fasting.
Social media
For
fast.
Social media fasting.
Yeah.
But you know what? When people
Keep it honest. Let
no,
me
when
eat me another
people
church candy.
when people go online, like notify like that they're about to take a break, I'm like, that is so considerate.
I
Because
was
me,
hoping you went
I
there.
just disappear. I'm like,
You
bye.
won't hear from me.
Yeah.
You won't see
you,
me.
You see me when you see me, okay?
Right.
I also love the fact too that you've been able to see business growth, you know, or watching people grow, watching people like weight loss journeys or graduations and stuff like that. But I'm also looking at it from like the perspective of people feeling like, well, I don't live in this house like Nisha and I don't drive this car like Nisha. So I'm not going to post my own progress or I'm not going to post, you know, things or comparisons, right? I'm also I'm tearing this candy up. I'm also looking at it from a perspective of the time spent on it. As you guys know, we went over the times that we had. There are relationships that are being broken because there's all day social media.
Ooh, also, attention span.
Yeah. You remember that? You remember on Love is Blind when
What happened? What happened?
Love is Blind, remember the couple when they got into their apartment? Yes.
Oh, and they got their phones back,
and
and
they
he
got their
went
phones
straight
back, and
into
he went
like.
straight to his phone.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it was super. I don't want to say cringy, but like it hit the way, the way he was just so glued to his phone. It's like wow. Like
But that's
a
how it
wake-up
be
call.
when you like have you running a business and everybody hitting you up. Like
Yeah,
you got
that's
emails
true.
to
That's
reply
true.
back to, and then
That's true.
yeah.
One of our previous episodes, we were talking about setting those boundaries and being able to have that disconnectivity. And even if it comes with having to turn your phone off, some people say, well, I can't just in case there's a family emergency. God forgive me, but if they didn't go on to glory, they didn't go on to glory. No. There's nothing you can really do.
I mean, I feel like that comes with a lot of people being upset when certain family members want to put their phone on D&D. I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to be upset because I'm one of those family members.
My phone is on D&D.
I don't want to be
and
bothered.
if it's really important, y'all will know how to get a hold of me. Y'all will get a hold of me.
For some of the seasoned saints, you want to tell them what?
Oh, do not disturb. I'm so sorry for our seasoned saints that I did not clarify.
2 snaps for the seasons.
We were actually, there's a documentary, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a social experiment with 3 people. And Amanda, you remember the name of it? She's going to check on it. But yeah, it was basically like a social experiment where they basically made 3 people pop on social media. They created their profiles, they bought their likes, bought their followers, and then they like just experienced exponential growth. But the way it was more so the way that they were all reacting to what was happening that was really telling. This one guy got like crippling anxiety and was just like, you know, knee deep in the comments and so self-conscious about, you know, what was being said, what was being posted.
Yeah, a lot of people cannot handle that.
A lot of people can't. And shout out to my Libra sister, Kim Kardashian. Actually,
wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, she's a Libra. Yeah, she's a Libra.
Wow.
As
Libra?
well as I am.
September.
But yes, no, I remember a clip of her saying that she just feels like mentally she's built for that because she's able to have like this detachment from it.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way, like with working in social media, doing social media, creating content, like the higher you climb, like that's when the criticisms start to come in.
And you have to find that separation.
You have to compartmentalize it.
But what if emotionally and mentally you've never prepared yourself for that?
A lot of people don't. A lot of people aren't prepared. And I think a lot of people do think that like, oh, if I do everything right, that won't happen to me.
Or a lot of people don't think that it will happen to them. Like, they think they can handle something until it happens. And it's like, oh, all these people at my front door. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I just know at the end of the day, social media is like not real life. It's literally just like a portion of life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And usually just the best of life, not necessarily the worst of it. So I just try to remember that. It's like, I can't allow the anxieties of something that's not real to affect my real life.
Oh,
and it's so crazy. Go ahead.
So I just had like
you had an epiphany.
I just had like this weird. Okay, so you know how AI is becoming a thing and like everything, especially on social media. You see all these AI pictures, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about, you know, people showing half of their lives, only the best parts of their lives. Fake, not real, right? AI is fake, not real. I feel like eventually there's gonna come to a point to where we're not going to be able to
really be able to differentiate between
what's real and what's not on social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
Better preach, little preacher.
And that is going to cause a lot of confusion, a lot of delusion.
Connectivity is so important.
Important, yeah.
Being able to have those tangible relationships with people outside. And there's people who have like self-esteem issues or confidence, and they build relationships and community better through social media. Or some people have this mindset that followers are friends and family. They can almost feel as such, right?
But how many followers you got that's actually your friend? How many friends you have on Instagram, Facebook that's actually your friend that you actually talk to?
Right. Some people literally are just social media friends. Because that's literally where they live. You don't see.
I only talk to you in the DMs.
Outside of that,
it's going down in the DM.
How do you guys feel about people who are putting their children on social media?
I'm so happy you touched on that.
Go ahead.
I am pro young folks and babies, you know, getting out there. But do y'all remember? Y'all probably a lot younger than me. But when your grandmama used to bust out pictures of you. You know, and that big old long thing with the pictures. Yeah. You would almost have a sense of like embarrassment, you know, or like there's family dinner and your friends come by the family home and they're like that was you as a kid? And you like, why do you still got this picture out here? Could you imagine the kids who don't really have, you know, access to name, image, and likeliness and they're being used all across these platforms. And I'm down for a good laugh. There's nothing better to me than waking up out your sleep and laughing at a TikTok or reel. It's hilarious. But you also think about now, this kid can become a target. You also make it feel like now that if we made people laugh, we have to continue making people laugh, right? So now I feel like the kid is now an employee of whatever that you're doing. And no shade to our community. If you have, a page for your kid, or your kid is social media famous, especially being a creator or being a trainer, sometimes I post a lot of the kids sometimes.
Or even just in the entertainment industry in general, I feel like a lot of celebrity parents start pages for their children as well.
I think Northwest.
I think sometimes it breaks my heart because you don't really have an opportunity just to be a natural, easygoing, everyday kid, because everything you do is on social media, or like families where I'm all down for. What's y'all call it? A vlog, a vlog.
A vlog.
Right.
A vlog. There's no way.
I'm all for a vlog. But what happened to like just taking that family trip?
Right.
And just having that. But I think that's just the societal times that we live in, is that
Sometimes
everything has to be publicized.
Sometimes I do feel like bad when I'm out with people, and because I am trying to build my social media account, I'm trying to, record everything and get everything instead of just being in the moment. So
I think
sometimes
it's
I kind of feel
balance. I feel like over time, like because I have done content, like I feel like I'm a regular person, so I really am trying to like enjoy the moment.
Came in with a big ass box of shrimp fried rice.
Oh Lord, I be eating. But no, I really do want to enjoy the moment, so I don't want to be like glued to my phone. I try and be really intentional about not being on my phone too much.
People like me who are anti that. We get people like y'all or people like Boss Lady E that go, people have to see what you do.
Yeah.
People have to know your brand. It's about branding, sugar.
But then also, I may not even post it. I may not even post it on social media. I just wanted to have it in my phone to go back and look at and like remember this memory.
Yeah, I've had a camera in my hand for as early as I can remember. So it's like it's just that creative bone is just like in my body. So even when it wasn't my phone, it was like my Canon. Like me and my Canon were joined to the hip when I was younger, and I was always taking pictures of stuff. So for me, it's like definitely a creative thing. And the social media aspect of it is more so, a job, I guess, for lack of a better word. But there definitely does need to be a balance and a healthy, boundary around engagement on social media, especially where kids are involved.
And y'all don't be afraid to keep that privacy.
Yeah.
You don't gotta post your baby.
My grandmother would say, "It's my foe and no mo." That means that what happens in this house can sometimes stay yours too.
Right.
Yeah,
you remember
and no more.
You remember what's Hallie when she had her baby? People were trying to give her shit because she wasn't posting her baby.
I always said if I ever had little Tito, my little baby, you would never see my baby's face.
Yeah.
Shout out,
never.
Rest in peace to
The
Michael
celebrities
Jackson. My baby will be like how Michael Jackson had that baby covered with that blanket.
Blanket.
You would never see my child. By the time you see my child, he'll be on his way to Congress to change
the celebrities
laws.
that put the little smiley faces or the happy face emojis over their kids. Like I mean, I understand, and
that's what Summer Walker does.
I do feel like fandom. The fans sometimes that's what it is.
That's what it is.
It really is.
A kingdom of fans.
Yeah, literally.
So sharp.
And I feel like because of that kingdom of fans, they get a little too entitled because they start to feel like they built you and they're entitled to you.
And
almost
you
think
never,
of like the monarchy, like in England.
And you never want anybody saying anything about your child, your infant. Like what?
Those
and I think when people
words.
do stuff like that, that's again we were talking about being projective. Those are people who are not dealing with like inner child concerns.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that episode, y'all. Inner child. Not processing inner child things. But of course, everybody's not going to be nice. Right. People are going to say, but I also think that builds character. But I also believe that it's one of those.
Do not support cyberbullying.
At all. We don't support any type of
Because
bullying.
you said it builds character, but we don't support cyberbullying.
There is I want to say it's called Seth's Law, SETH. It's a law to where it's like anti-cyberbullying. There are even like terroristic threats are anti that. I think it's called the Patriot Act. Don't quote me on that, but I know terroristic threats. But I also want people to know your boundaries and operate within them.
I feel like there's the parents who are, making the effort to protect their children. But then there's also the flip side of it where you have parents who I feel like they are, maybe trying to capitalize off of their children. Or
I can see that.
I think, what'd you say her name was? Kayla Joy Chavez. I can't pronounce it. Joy Chavez. I remember seeing a live where she was talking about how her daughter doesn't really enjoy going on social media anymore, doing TikTok dances and stuff like that. The girl, her name is, I believe is Shy Moss. Very charismatic, very beautiful, charismatic kid. And, it's obvious that she has that it factor. Like, she could very well take this career somewhere if that's the path she chooses to go down. And I feel like when she was younger, she was a little bit more gung-ho, but now she's like 12 and, in the live, the mom was just saying like, yeah, she doesn't really enjoy doing it. She gets an attitude if I ask her to do a dance. So you guys go talk some sense into her because she doesn't, every time I ask, she has an attitude and da-da-da. And I just thought that response was kind of like, I feel like your kid is like telling you like they don't want to be exposed to the internet anymore and it shouldn't, this reaction
and you're not listening.
This reaction isn't kosher. Like, it's not.
But parents
cute.
also and family members or teams know when it's okay to not record. Know when it's okay to just be present in the moment. There are things that I believe people can benefit from being on social media, especially when it comes to business, to branding, to family. But there is moments where it is okay just to disconnect. It is honestly okay just to have that, I'm going to eat my In-N-Out and I'm not going to snap a picture. You know what I'm saying? But if you at Chez Maurice,
nobody want to see that anyway.
Drinking Chamberray with Amanda, I just made those two places up.
Chamberray.
Amanda, you got to try Chamberray.
Yeah,
what they got? What's good over there?
Amanda will tell you.
Okay.
It's honestly a wine I made up.
Oh,
yeah, Chamberray.
Okay.
Because every time Amanda goes out, she just so fancy. I'll be like, what you drinking? Chamberray. At Chez Maurice's, made up places. But these are moments to where it can also work as you can help boost businesses. You can help promote and elevate people's branding and people's
shout out for shout out.
Shout out for shout out.
You remember when people used to do that?
There are instances where people don't want that though. I remember Beyonce talking, I think it was, actually Adele talking about it, but she was saying that Beyonce reached out to her to do a collab, like a song collab. And you guys basically know whoever like Beyonce shines her light on, it just kind of like illuminates that. And Adele wasn't, at the time, she wasn't the Adele we know today. And she was just she was like, no, which would probably sound crazy to anybody else. Like, you told Beyonce no? Like, what? But I get it.
My mother?
No, I get it. And then, Adele is from across the pond. So it was just like a different, like a 90-day. Culture thing. She just didn't really want to deal with like what would come with that.
I didn't know that Beyonce reached out to her.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She loves
Maybe
Adele.
knowing all the scoop.
I saw an interview with her and they were like, what are you listening to lately? She was like, oh, I'm obsessed with Adele.
Wow.
I live for those moments. I'm like, yes, give me more of your playlist.
I love it. So before we wrap up out of here, Caleb, give us some of your takeaways on this episode that we have here.
One of my takeaways is to, yes, social media is good, but you gotta be able to depict what's real and what's not.
Okay.
And don't just do what you don't do. Don't just do what you see everybody else doing on social media.
Okay. Niche?
I would say don't allow social media to consume your life. I feel like social media, again, we all looked at our screen times and saw which apps we were on more. Social media is a very active part of our life, but I think that a healthy balance is just so necessary. So don't let it overtake your life, because at the end of the day, it's not real. It's only a portion of reality. It's not actual reality.
Right.
I would say have fun. Don't let fun have you.
Okay.
Just ride the wave. Look at the pros of it, as far as like having migraines. We got a lot of kids. Screen time is up. We got young folks wearing glasses. Sometimes you would see people wearing glasses. It'd be your grandparents, you know. But now you're seeing more young people. I'm not a medical professional,
And
but
kids
just my
have
observation.
like very like bad reactions, like you know, like when you're taking their electronics
tablets.
away and stuff like that, they go crazy.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
I would also say too, don't be afraid just to have traditional old fashioned fun.
Yes,
Like
go
in the
outside,
event,
get in the dirt.
Like in
You
the
remember,
event that something were to happen and our services didn't work, like what would we do?
Exactly.
What was it called? Nickelodeon used to do. Oh, I hate to talk about Nickelodeon. But I think it was Nickelodeon. They would do like an outside day. I think Disney did it too, where like they would just
World Day of Play or something like that.
so they wouldn't show the different TV shows, and it would force kids to
go
outside.
Yeah.
I think
like
I
that.
think that was a good idea.
So we're gonna add that to one of our takeaways too. Go outside, not like outside.
We outside.
We outside.
Cause Megan just
No, like
Megan on
like
tour.
walk around in
Megan.
your neighborhood.
everybody going on tour.
Megan, if you see me, I double tapped your
Stop
video
it.
so many times.
No, so
we
many
was just
people are
talking about
going
not
on
going
tour.
in DMs before this. Can we?
Chris Brown is out here on my birthday.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your captain, and this is my
Caleb Rashad.
shambalized co-captain,
Lord have mercy.
and this is
Nisha Michelet.
and we covered some really grounding things. Even though we're making lighthearted of it, we had some real fun times. We really want you guys to make time for yourself and take care of yourself. We are out.
Bye.
Peace out.